Hello, good morning, everyone. It gives me great pleasure to welcome our today's guest, Mr. Shubham Dumbre, on behalf of Hindi Vidya Prachar Samiti's Ram Niranjan Jhunjhunwala College, which is autonomous for the past 3 years, and especially on behalf of our Honorary Secretary, Dr. Rajendra Singh, Director, Dr. Usha Mukundan, in charge principal, Dr. Himanshu Dauda, and his team of vice principals, my colleagues in the Commerce and Accountancy Department, HODs of various departments, my teacher colleagues, and colleagues from unaided sections of learning from the BCom BBI, that is Banking and Insurance, then BVOC, BCom BVOC, as well as BCom with Accountancy and Finance, as well as all our dear students. I am really thrilled to invite you and welcome you all today morning for this illustrious talk by a young entrepreneur, Mr. Shubham Dumbre. He'll be talking on digital career connectivity and entrepreneurship, which is a very vital topic in the current scenario, where the intention of organizing such a talk is to instill a seed amongst the students of entrepreneurship. We all know that there are a lot of entrepreneurial opportunities in this current scenario, and with the digital world, the opportunities are endless. So we would like to hear from this young entrepreneur, and I'm sure this talk will really create an enthusiasm amongst our students to think differently on their career paths from today. So once again, I welcome Mr. Shubham Dumbre, and we are very eager to hear from you about your journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam, for your enthusiastic welcome. Now, may I request my colleague, Professor Subodh Barve, to introduce the guest, the speaker for the day.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Dr. Vilasini, madam, and thank you, Lakshmi, madam. So once again, at the outset, I welcome Sri Shubham Dumbre on behalf of HVPS RJ College and Department of Commerce to deliver a talk on digital career, connectivity, and entrepreneurship. It is my Once again, it is my privilege to introduce today's esteemed speaker, Sri Shubham Dumbre, who is also our ex-student. He has completed BE in Computer Science and also globally recognized training and certifications from top corporations. Sir has experience in relationship building, business development, formulating strategy and creative thinking. Sir has impacted 30 plus careers, worked with cross-functional teams of 25 plus professionals, collaborated with 50 plus organizations for training, development programs, placement drives, events, and strategic alliances. His key professional skills are in project management, UI, UX, web app development, digital analytics, and marketing creative, multimedia editing, technical solutions development. Sir has worked with many organizations like Upgrade Education Private Limited, SCADA Technology Solution Private Limited as business officer, and now he has started his own enterprise name as Delta the Innovators. His achievements include many recognitions. Few of them are Apple Teacher, recognized by Apple, all top 500 Platinum Geo Digital Champion, then Microsoft Innovative Educator, IIT Bombay Ambassador, Organizer, Trainer, and so on. Sir has also conducted some offline events and workshops at different colleges and institutions, which include IIT Bombay, Visit EI, KJ Somaya College, Patkar College, and our own RJ College. Sir, I am extremely proud that today you are with us. I am also sure that your talk on digital career, connectivity, and entrepreneurship will motivate our students to take up a digital career and become an entrepreneur, which is in need of an hour. I personally feel that students not to be just job seekers, but also should be the job providers, and you will be the perfect role model to them. And I'm very happy that your talk on today's topic will really motivate our students. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm very sure after your introduction about the speaker, our students would be very enthusiastic to hear from him from himself. So I request our speaker, Mr. Shubham Dumbre, to please take over from here.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much, sir. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, sir, you are very much
Yes.
audible.
Yeah. So, very good morning, everyone. And today's topic is actually very vast, I would say, because digital career connectivity and entrepreneurship is something that instills everyone with a new feel, a new thought that how digitally we can connect, digitally we can improvise our connectivity, and how can we enhance our entrepreneurship skills also. So I was firstly when I had a thought of on this topic that I should particularly cover this one. I thought of dividing this into two parts. One was digital connectivity, what I said. So for that, I'll firstly walk you all through digital transformation, and then we'll jump into connectivity via digital tools like LinkedIn and all. And last but not the least, we'll enter into entrepreneurship, where I'll showcase my journey and how you can relate it with. So let's start with digital transformation. Before that, I think I have to share my screen, so I'll just do that. Okay, yeah. So digital transformation. Now, under digital transformation, I have these some statistics showcasing like how efficiency can be increased, or probably in profits can be increased, etc. So these are the figures. You can just read that text behind that, and what digital is. And we can actually generate a lot of value by means of being digital. So most important point comes here is how to achieve more. Now, any company when it starts, the only target is to like succeed. That's the with any entrepreneur if you go with any entrepreneur, if you go with any business, everyone's target is to like earn more and probably succeed, excel more ahead. But how can we achieve more? So in order to achieve more, we will have to switch to the new technology, new digital era. And for that, first thing that is necessary is a vision and a strategy that can tap into human ambition and spark imaginations. Now, for example, if I say if you go with any new mobile phone, what attracts you to that? Because the imagination, like the creativity, what UI UX, as I said, a user interface, user experiences, why people are liking iPhones, I'm not like promoting them, but it is just because of their projection of the product. They have projected it so well that we feel like having an iPhone is something that is really prestigious. It is really a very good device. Of course it is a very good device, but even if you have a good another other company phone, you still go prefer an iPhone. That is the reason, because they have projected it in that manner. They have projected human ambitions into their product. Next, so the first thing is that your vision and strategy is needs to be very clear, like why you want to like either go for any job, or you want to go for an entrepreneurial venture. Next is a culture. Now a culture is something that matters a lot, because in short, if I say, it is all about people. You have to interact with various people. Either you're selling something, either you're buying something, or you're working with someone. So a culture should be connected. Yes, and that's the reason today we say like sabka saath sabka vikas, because we have to be together. And only then, when a community is coming together, we can do something that is important, that is like impactful. And that is the reason a culture is something that invites a change, that brings a revolution ahead. Third is the unique potential. Now, many of us are good with different skills, maybe not into our career domains. For example, if I am an engineer myself, but I like also to like compose music and all. So that's different from my branch, but still that's creativity, that's my potential. In engineering, particularly if I'm good with coding, but not that good with hardwares, probably I should focus more on coding. In your case, if it is like some financial P&L statements or something, whatever is your domain, whatever is your unique potential, you have to find it out by trying out different experiences. Only then you can garner what exactly are you more efficient into, what exactly are you more profitable into, because ultimately your capabilities can be only profitable if you are able to market it out. And not just marketing, of course you have to work on them regularly, because technology is changing day by day. People perceptions are changing day by day. Everyone wants to be updated. This word updated has actually brought a lot of revolution, because Everyone wants the brand new things or the richest things. No one wants to be poor. And that is the reason we have to always keep on learning. We have to always increase our capabilities. In case if I feel that I have learned everything, then probably that is the end of my learning journey. And I would not recommend you all to stop learning. You have to constantly keep on learning, constantly understand new people, understand their experiences, and gain such kind of a capability that will give you a boost ahead. So these are the 4 things which we covered. That was vision and strategy. I'll just take this ahead. Yeah. So the first thing was vision and strategy. Second was culture. Third was unique potential. And fourth was capabilities. So these 4 things are very important in case of any entrepreneurial venture, in case of any career move, or in case of any digital connectivity, because all these 4 go hand in hand. Now I'll show you how it works. Yeah. So this diagram will give you a clearer idea. So nowadays we have heard about Amazon AWS or Google Cloud, or else you could say Microsoft Azure and all. So what are these? We have heard this name cloud, Google Drive and all. What is this? How does this work? So basically it is all about data. Data can be either image, either text, either you could say a video. It can be some kind of a code. It can be some kind of an script, etc. So this data is like transferred from one point to other. Either it is your automobile data, or it's a DTH data, or it's some other data. And that all data is then mixed with the AI. Now, for example, if you say, hey Siri on Apple device, or hello Google on Google Assistant, it is marking up your vision, tone, how you speak, how you're giving that automation. So that is the reason AI is becoming smarter. These days, if we see, machines are getting data from all of us because we are the ones who are searching it on Google. For example, if I want to buy a new phone, I'll search a brand new phone, latest new phone, or a new technology. But everything is being tracked, guys. Nothing is free. Believe me, nothing is free. Or even on Google, if you search something, it gets stored into your history. And if you clear your history, still it is stored in the backend data, which is already being generated at real time. So the problem is whatever your data points are, like for example, you search, like you like some kind of an ice cream. For example, you like some ice cream, you are searching for that. Next time on any other application, you would find that probably people are, you are getting those advertisements saying that this ice cream is nice, buy this ice, or probably you will get some kind of offers for that particular product. So this is how the whole marketing world works. And I read the chat section, someone said affiliate marketing. Yes, it is somewhat related to this part. And so the overall part is transforming products, empowering employees, optimizing operations, and engaging customers. So that this is the whole cycle, how data and artificial intelligence work together, and it helps businesses in various forms. Now let's take an example. In case you are thinking of going for an MBA in future, for that you will go firstly on Google and search which is the best college to do MBA in India, or probably international global MBA. So you will search on Google, right? Once you do that, the data point which you searched is being stored at the back end. And even if you clear your history, still it is noted that you had searched for this particular thing. Now, when you'll go on your Instagram or Facebook or any other social media, these marketing targeters will particularly share you all MBA advertisements only. It is because they know that you are planning to go for an MBA sometime in future. And that is the reason they will target you for those ads only. Same happens in the case of products. In case you're buying some kind of a blazer or some kind of an apparel, they will again target you in that manner. So this is how all industries engage customers, either via means of social media campaigns, either via means of some activities or events or etc. Then they empower their employees with various technological tools like the boosting tools and all. There are many social media boost tools available at the market, and now digital marketing is actually gaining a lot of boom these days. So this is how engaging customers becomes their primary data point. Later, empowering their employees with their sufficient budget, sufficient resources to promote it is all possible because of digital marketing today. Today, we don't need to print everything. We can easily create it in a soft copy manner, and we can share it everywhere. So that's how it works. Then it is like optimizing operations. Now, what happens when you understand that this particular car is not that efficient, that its mileage is less, but people are liking this car? Probably the next target would be to increase its mileage so that we can even gain more profit from that particular product of ours. So this is how optimizing operations can be one thing. Secondly, in case in many big companies, there is a ticket raising practice that has been used. Like in case you find any technical trouble, then you have to raise a ticket saying that this is my problem, kindly solve this problem. So they will raise a ticket X number, and it takes a couple of days to probably solve that particular ticket. But if this ticket timing, the TAT, that we call turnaround time, can be reduced, then it can actually optimize the operations, because what task was to be done today, if it is getting delayed due to some technical troubleshooting for a couple of days, it can be reduced to at least 1 day or half a day. So this is how optimizing operations is one thing that will also be beneficial. And fourthly, it is transforming products. Now, transforming products in the sense, we come across various Google forms, various Microsoft forms, we come across various surveys online. Now, this is because people are constantly looking for other people, like how are their reviews, their feedbacks. For example, if we go on Amazon particularly and search for some particular product, we will see that product. Later, we'll go review section and we'll read the reviews. Now, this is because we want to have that trust. We want to like connect with that particular product digitally, because we have not actually seen that product live. We have to have some kind of a credible, you could say, credential that will give us the opportunity to understand that product well. So for example, if I'm buying a new phone, I will go at the review section or the rating section. I'll read the ratings. If it is above 4, above 4.5, then yes, I particularly get a sense, a feeling that yes, particularly this product is a safe product. Many people are using it, and it is like trusted by many of them. So yes, I can buy it. So this is helping me to drive my decision whether I have to buy that product or not. In case we have also, like I'll tell you, there is never a single side for anything. There are multiple dimensions available. So many a times what competitors do, they go for any particular product which is newly launched and they target it in a negative manner. For example, even if that product is good, digitally they create a sense that this particular product is not that efficient, probably it is slow, it is not that effective. But due to this, their marketing competitions, the real consumer actually does not get the true insight, what is necessary. For example, if I say that this particular pen is very good, this pen, I know that is very good being the owner, but particularly if some other competitor, any other company focuses and says that like this pen is not fast, it is not a gel pen and all. So they'll give me the negative points, and that is the reason my customer is getting affected. Now, this problem has to be catered, because digitally, not everything that you see on digital is true. You cannot trust it directly, because legitimacy is something that matters a lot. And that is the reason where cyber security, or you could say vulnerabilities, need to be taken care of. So this is the whole cycle, like engage customers, empower employees, optimize operations, and transform products for data and artificial intelligence. Now, the whole cycle, as you see, I have tried to create it in an effective manner so that y'all understand how everything is interactive and how everything is connected. So it is a digital feedback loop. So even if you have seen, like nowadays we go to many outlets like McDonald's or something, they will take your mobile number and they say that you will receive your order when you you will get a message when your order is ready. Why are they doing so? To collect data. So the very first suggestion from my side would be, guys, please be sure with whom you're sharing your data, because people nowadays can use it in a correct manner, or it can also be misused easily. So be very sure with whom you are sharing your data, because digitally we are empowering ourselves, but also there is another side of digital that needs to be taken care of. Now we go ahead, and people plus technology. This is something that is very interesting again. So this is how the revolution starts. As I said, everything is on trust in business line, in entrepreneurship, in even in employment. Everything is like it's on trust. Even if I am a particular HR person who is going to select you, the only thing that I'm looking for is the trust. That you have to build a trust with me that yes, particularly I'll be resourceful for this particular organization and all. So the thing is, we have to plan it well, then we have to discover it well, and then go on like with various technical aspects like business technical validation, agreement, realization, and all. It's a very big chart at this point. I don't want to like bore you out with this particular point, but this is like how the whole trust building cycle matters a lot. And at every stage, you will see that even if it is digital, the only thing that matters is trust. If you like if I say, like, for example, xyz.com is a very good service provider, you will firstly go and check its website, because the website is the very first point at like building the trust. And in case I say like this particular person works very well, he's a very good data scientist, for example. So the very first thing in professional space people do is they search that particular person on LinkedIn. Now I'll walk you through LinkedIn what it is, but just have a look at these slides. I just tried to cover various industries like automotive and all. So in all these industries, in your case, it is banking and financial services, like financial services, banking and capital market insurance. So all these sectors are somewhere or the other connected to digital, connected to data. And in case if you are planning to have a career in any of these industries, you have to be present digitally. Your digital footprints need to be very sharp. We need to be very carefully worked on. And these are some sample priority solutions in financial services. As I hear that you all are mostly into commerce backgrounds. So banker productivity and collaboration, customer management, experience management, customer insights, fraud prevention. So this is how it is related to your domain. Other domains also you can connect it if possible. So education and all. And sample horizontal solutions. Now the four which I mentioned: empower employees, engage customers, optimize operations, and transform products. So how can we do that? So digital workspace, customer care. We have come across this word customer care a lot of times. So customer experience transformation in every company now, and every big MNC, there are you could say special units for digital people, like digital marketeer, digital experience manager, digital you could say insights manager and all. So what are these people doing? Even data science is gaining a boom these days. This is because to optimize operations in your financial domains. If we talk, there are many positions which are available, which are connected to digital and finance both together in a hybrid manner. So new startups these days have different new positions coming up, very hybrid positions coming up, I would say. And these are for talent management, you say, like for social engagement, to have activities, to have workshops like the one we are having right now, to empower with training and development and all. So these are the different horizons that are possible. And that is the important what are the success imperatives. So this will help in addressing the customers better, driving the industry relevant products, and helping the cycle to be better. That is the SDLC cycle. So the development cycles for softwares is SDLC cycle. Similarly, for product development cycle and other cycles, all can be boosted using digital technologies. So these are some good examples, like how digital has helped these brands to gain a lot. And you have come across these logos at some time or the other in your lifeline. So Walmart is something, again, Unilever, BMW, all these logos. Even if you see a small part of their logo, you will recognize that brand, because they have projected their logos in such a manner, projected their brands in such a manner that yes, you definitely get a sense that yeah, that this is a big brand, of course. So even if you see an Apple with a cut, you definitely recognize it like it's an iPhone or iPad or any other Apple device. So that's how projecting your brand is very important. That is the first thing. Projecting yourself is very important. And because I'm somewhere or the other associated with Microsoft's boot camps, I came across this that Microsoft's AI breakthroughs were 2016. It was object recognition. Now it is speech recognition 17. Then the research system in 18, and now it is the squad comprehension test. So this is very heavy at this point, but artificial intelligence is something that is gaining boom now, and Microsoft is one who is like also contributing a lot in that manner. And AI momentum, of course, it is gaining a lot now. It is into you can see the stats, like it's 1 million developers now, 300k devs, and now 60 languages plus, etc. As I said, Microsoft Azure is the you could say tool that Microsoft provides for building cloud-based solutions. So this is how vision, speech, and language are like taking everything from us, like what are our choices, what are we liking and all. Now in between I mentioned some points. One was like the LinkedIn part. So what exactly is LinkedIn? If I know some of you are already using it, but for the ones who have not still explored it more, I'll just walk you all through that. So LinkedIn, you can just compare it like the professional Facebook. And LinkedIn is something that is used in the professional space very well. So in case if you want to like have a, you could say, professional digital footprint, of course, LinkedIn is the platform, because it helps all professionals to connect internationally, globally. And whatever you do, everything needs to be put in here. And you're again the same thing, what you have done, your experiences and all, what you if you were featured sometimes like on globally or anything. So everything comes in here. If you are familiar with Facebook, of course, it is very similar to that, but Facebook is for friends and family. This is for professional colleagues, and you could say the company families. So of course, this is a global community. Again, it's free. You can of course try it out. I would recommend you all to build a LinkedIn profile with whatever achievements you have. And in my case, all my experiences are noted here. So I come from an engineering background. So all my you could say professional expertise and all is noted here. In your case also, however your project experiences were, you can just note those down here. And licenses and certifications matter a lot, because today there needs to have we everyone needs to see some credibility. So you can if you of course complete such kind of certifications, you can go through my profile in case you want to find out some of those. So Apple, I am recognized by Apple, Microsoft, Google, Geo and all. So you can just go through those certifications, try your hands on those. Maybe it will take some time for you to figure out how things work, because even I took a lot of time to solve those. But once you get into the game, you will understand the game. So try it out well. There are very many you could say resources available on Google provided by Google, which are like freely accessible. You can try those out. With from Microsoft also, there are many resources available to increase your digital knowledge, increase your understanding about digital. So this is how. And I was lucky enough to like be associated with IIT Bombay for 3 international Guinness World Records. And then if you are into NSS or NCC or something like community development, of course you can note everything here. Your skills and endorsements can be pointed out here in case now someone liked my Excel skills, so they have endorsed my skills. Someone have liked Delta the Innovators and Microsoft PowerPoint skills, so yes, of course they have endorsed that. And recommendations is something. Now you must have heard about letter of recommendation sometime at some point of your life. So instead of writing a letter of recommendation in a hard copy pattern, or like sending it on a mail or something, your professional associates or colleagues, or you could say your mentors, can recommend you according to your skill set. And you can also write recommendations for other people. It depends how you wanna like project it. So in my case, some people have written it for me, I have written for some of them. So that's like building the trust part. I said the trust word is very important in business line, in entrepreneurship, anything, because trust is something that will help you to build empires. And here in my case, mostly as my experience falls into training, development, technology, innovation, education. So most of all these people have mostly gone on those lines itself. And that is the reason when someone is like accessing my profile who is not into my circle, still gets a picture that yes, this guy is particularly related to this particular domains, and we can have him for some technological, or you could say educational work. So that's how it works. And if you, in case you have some awards, or you could say any achievements, you can of course definitely note it down here, your interests and all. So this is the basic thing. One good thing that I want to tell you here is that LinkedIn will provide you to like it will actually give you an access to control everything. There are two parts, LinkedIn and LinkedIn Premium. Premium is costly, but for now you can go with LinkedIn. And here you can save to PDF. Yeah, this was something that I wanted to show you guys. So if you just even you can save my profile directly. It comes as in a form of a CV. It automatically generates a CV in just a fraction of a second. So whatever I have noted on my LinkedIn profile is all noted here. So in case you need some help in building your CV, LinkedIn itself provides you that help, because it notes all the data that you have provided it. So see how efficient systems are today. And but I would not just recommend you to go with only this CV, particularly if you start building your own website or something like that. So now this is my own website. So here I have noted everything what I have done. If I am also a writer at some point, so I started writing and all, and this is how you can create your own using various tools available. So this was on WordPress, but if you want an hardcore website, I'll also show you one hardcore website. So whatever your experiences are, if you have any videos like showcasing your experience and all, those can be showed here. So I would recommend you all to be digitally present. Now, in case if you are on Google at this point, you can just search my name. You will find it on Google directly. If you search Shubham Dumri, you'll find it, because I have increased my digital presence to such an extent that I'm getting easily reflected in the social results. So that's how you have to do it. You have, I'm not saying that your domain, I know your domains are different. Probably you are into mostly finance and that domains, but you can also definitely be present on some good platforms, so that like-minded people or the needy ones can connect with you, and probably you can garner your business ahead. And whatever your experiences are, for example, so you can just note all of those. So as sometime before sir mentioned, so these are some brand achievements. In case you need the names, you can just visit this website, just search my name, you'll find it there. I was also into writing stuff like blogging and all, so I happened to like write a lot. So this was something. This was at the IIT Bombay. I'll show you one video showcasing my entrepreneurial experience so that you will also get inspiration that how we can be digitally present in an effective manner and how entrepreneurship can be boosted ahead. And then we, like, it's the get in touch page. Like you can just connect with me in this, and I'll just walk you through Delta the Innovators. Now that's my entrepreneurial venture again. So this Delta the Innovators, this is the logo, and now this is a hardcore coded website. The one which I showcased you was on WordPress, but this is a hardcore one, and here you will find some good effects. Here you can find the achievements with IIT Bombay and all. Now this is something where I'm projecting my business ahead in front of you. So in your case also, if you're starting some venture, the very first thing that matters a lot is the website. So you have to write good content, particularly you have to showcase your teammates, and if possible, whatever you all are doing, what are your vision. So this is vision and mission, as I mentioned sometime before in the PPT at the start. Then what is your work? What have you worked on till this date? So this particularly, you can have a gallery section like this and showcase everything what you have done till date, so that people become more sure about your work, your product, or particularly your service, what you're going to provide them and what value you will create for them. So this was again about work. In case if you are like into webinars and all, now these days due to pandemic we had to take a new step ahead, and we started off with various webinars and all. So webinars, workshops, so all these gets directly created. And if you go on any of these, particularly if you go on this one, it will take you to the registration form. Now this is an automated system. That's what we call as the web app development solution. So this is something that automatically gets generated. Once you fill in the data, it will register. And in case if you want to see the certificates part, you can just go to know more. If someone has missed the video, if they have to get their certificates, they can go to this link. Yeah, they can go to this link and their certificates can be showcased. And in case you want to watch the video, we also tend to have the system in process. So that records the video, particularly the session, and it goes online on YouTube on our channel. So this is how you can simply promote, because YouTube is another tool that helps you to promote your business in a very effective manner, that too free of cost. You just have to hit the right market. That's what I can say. And if in case you want to promote your business to a next level, probably you can also create a brochure kind of a thing. So once you just visit my website, you can find this brochure easily downloadable. So people need some kind of a takeaway to trust you. So of course, you can do it digitally rather than giving it something in print and something. Yeah. So you have to keep everything very simple in any interface. Now, when we develop digital interfaces, we have to keep in mind that a person in front is not always a very technical person. So you have to develop such experiences. So this is how you have to like think of people's experiences. Keep yourself into the shoes of the customer, in your you could say the person who is sitting in front of you, standing in front of you, and of course then you will be able to connect with that particular people. So that's digital connectivity. And now I'll walk you through the CV part, how you have to build your CV, because recruitment specialists probably are very interested in your CV rather than any other thing. So for example, this is my CV. So you have to write a small summary about yourself, what you have done. In my case, what my key skills are. In your case also, you have to mention those. Just note these points if possible, the things that you have to have in your CV. Please don't have a photograph in your CV, because the systems at the back end are not that capable to scan a photograph. So don't have any graphics, any digital images. Keep it very simple, very short, very sweet, saying whatever your experience is, your name, your basic details like phone number, email ID, where are you located, location matters again. If you have a website, of course, the website and the LinkedIn profile. Okay. And how can people easily summarize? So you can just summarize here. Later, your key skills can be noted here in bold points. So that matters. And please, if you are preparing your CV for the first time, and if you have got some experience, probably some experience with some projects or internships, or you could say learning programs, mention it ahead, because the person in front is not interested in what you have already achieved. The person in front is looking for what you can get for that new organization where you're trying to apply for. So this thing is something that has come into picture now, result and outcome. The thing, how this works. So I worked at Upgrade Education Private Limited, the topmost startup in India at this point, from December 19 to 2020 during my engineering days. And I was a consultant of career services and corporate relations. So whatever my experiences is, it is all noted down there. And you just have to come to this point and then result and outcome. That's it. Same appears, like what's your designation, what's your company name, what was your duration at that point, what was the company location, and what you did there and what's the result and outcome. This is what is giving a simple insight that particularly you could say this is working out. And similarly, you have to note down everything what you have done till the end. And education is okay. I'll tell you one thing: education is important. But in my case, it was more of a technical role, so I had to really explain my technical skills. In your case, if in case you have not worked on any internship or you could say experience, you can definitely expand this education column by showing your SSC and HSC marks also. So this is how you can build a CV. In case you need a reference, you can find it on my profile, the one which I showed you. You can just search Shubham Dumre here. Yeah, and the first one. So here you will find my CV. You can have a look at that. Okay. And before ending this part, I just want to showcase one video to you all that will give you a glimpse of my overall journey. I hope you all will get to learn a lot from this video. It's a short video, and then we'll have it for questions and answers. Okay, so I hope this video actually gave you some insights like how things worked out in my case, and I have like tried to cover most of the things like how we can improve on various fronts like the careers part and the CV part. So now I'll open this, like let's have this like a dialogue now. In case you have any questions, please ask me those so that we can counter those out, and I'll try to answer those in relevant manner. I see one question. Yeah, if you can tell us something about freelancing. Yeah, sure. So freelancing is something where you're not fully employed with working with that company, but of course, for some particular project or some duration, you get an opportunity to work with that company. For example, freelancing, you can say it's a project for 3 months. You have to develop a website. So that's a freelancing task again, where you're not fully employed with that employer, but that employer is paying you the money, or you could say the cost, and it is like for a defined period. It is not for like unlimited period like a job or you could say business. It is for a defined constraint. For example, in most of the cases it is 3 months, that is 90 days, but it varies according to the project and the requirements.
Yeah, Rishi, I think you want to ask something. Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Can you throw some light on content creation as a gateway to actually being an entrepreneur?
Yes, it works a lot. I'll tell you how I started. When I was in my 12th standard, I happened to like write songs and all, so I was into music. And later I've changed my you could say writing skill into life writing. So I wrote a lot of blogs. So I would recommend you, in case you are going for some kind of specific domain writing. For example, if you are into writing for your domain, like the commerce domain, maybe on economies or something, get started with that. Write on relevant keywords and promote it into your circles, not just on you could say Facebook, but on LinkedIn also, because LinkedIn is something that will actually appreciate your effort a lot in a professional manner, because there are like-minded professionals where you can get to collaborate. There are people who will help you to grow ahead, who will help you to understand more insights about the same, and experts actually help a lot on LinkedIn. So I would recommend you to start writing. And if you want to write content, I would firstly suggest you to go with some kind of SEO optimizing tools, because nowadays search engine optimization is something that matters a lot. Everything that we search is actually optimized on digital platforms. So of course, Google Digital Unlocked is one course that I can recommend you guys. You can go through that course. It's a free course from Google that will help you to understand the basics of digital marketing along with the fundamentals, and it will actually help you to build your content writing skills, because once you write your content, they will like test it from various sources. And please try not to copy anyone's content, because plagiarism is something that needs to be avoided. And be genuine, write your own thoughts. And in case if you're referring to someone else's work, try not to forget to give them their credentials, because everyone's work is somewhere or the other very important for their own satisfaction. So that's the whole thing about content.
Okay, sir, I got a chat. They are asking regarding blogs, how to write blogs.
That's a nice topic. Yeah. So you guys gave your exams, 10 standard exams, and that you had a subject named ICT, Information Communication Technology. Even I came across that when our syllabus was changed. So you can just, I'll just try to share my screen and show you how it works. It will help you out. Yeah. Good question. Yeah. So you can just come here. There are many platforms to write blogs, but I tried my days from Blogspot. I started with Blogspot, and on Blogspot, you will it's blogger.com. And you can also write your blogs on WordPress. I'll show you some of my blogs. So maybe those will help you to understand how things work, how to create a domain. Okay, I'll help you with that question. Just give me a minute. I'll cover this first. Yeah. So when you'll go to my profile, just a sec, I'll show you one of my writing stuff so that it will help you to understand how blogs work. So here in my masterpieces, I have my regular blogs. And here, if you take any, so I'll take beauty. I had written on various life topics, as I mentioned. So all these are topics. If you click on any of these, you will find my writing work. So I'm opening my beauty part. So yeah, I had this one. I had garnered a community to write. So I'll just try to give you one poem in that, which I had written long back. It's an original one. The whole work is originally here. So मैंने कायनात से पूछा खूबसूरती क्या है कहाँ है, वादों में इरादों में या जज्बातों में, लफ्जों में अल्फाजों में या यादों में, मोहब्बत में नफरत में या जुनूनियत में, इबादत में शहादत में या गनीमियत में. कायनात कुछ न बोली, हवा की बाहों में पत्तों संग वो डोली, महसूस हुआ जैसे कुछ कहना चाह रही है वो सरसराती टहनियां, वो प्यारी सी तितलियां, उन बहती लहरों संग जिनको नहीं था गुमान, सब कुछ बहा ले जाने का, बिन कुछ बोले सब कुछ कह जाने का. ये क्षितिज मन को भा गया, दिल को भी रुला गया, और मैं अपनी आंखें बंद कर मैंने खूबसूरती क्या है, कहाँ है, सही मायनों में जान ली। क्या आप जानना चाहोगे मुझे क्या जवाब आया था? खूबसूरती वही है और खूबसूरती वही है जिसमें तू और तेरा जहां है. So that's how you can write your stuff and promote it. This was long back, and this is how the thing for blogs work. Who's this? I just don't see the name. Praveen, yeah. Praveen, what exactly as a domain you mean? You want to have a website, something like that?
No, sir, starting.
No. For a domain, you can easily go to GoDaddy.com or some kind of a vendor. See, there are two things in a domain on any for any website or any digital platform. One is a domain, another is a website. You could say the hosting partner. So domain, I'll just relate this to the real-time convention. So for example, if you are in some other city, you want to rent a house. Okay. So while renting a house, what two things that you consider is one is the address and one is the rent, you could say the space, the home that you have, right? So for example, you are renting 1 BHK flat in Andheri, for example. So what is Andheri? It is the domain. That is the address. Actually Andheri is the domain. It is giving you an insight about the address. And what is 1 BHK? It is the hosting configuration. Like it, for example, in our case, technologically, it is 1 GB, 2 Gbps and all. But I'm just to connect it with real-time example. It is 1 BHK is the space that you are taking from that hosting provider. So that's how the thing for domain and hosting works. You can easily look for various domain providers like GoDaddy.com or there are hosting.com. Many of these, they will provide you with the domain. Like you will get that Andheri what you're searching for. Okay. And I want to do UPSC.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. What's it? I want to do UPSC, but my question is that can I work digitally by going UPSC side by side? Yes, of course you can work. Even after like having your own venture or particularly studying for some good exam, definitely you can continue your digital work because that is what will actually like get showcased in a better manner. Of course, your UPSC efforts are matter a lot, but somewhere or the other, I would recommend you to keep on doing some of the other digital stuff that will help you to understand how digital work and the overall backend algorithm work. So yes, you can definitely do it. And good morning, sir. Actually, I am currently a BCom student. I know BCom is not enough for getting a good job. Please suggest me what should I do along with BCom. See, first of all, I would not say that any degree is not capable enough. The thing is, you have to have that spark in you. You two are still blessed to have a commercial background. In my case, it was engineering. See, I was like people used to demotivate us saying that engineers won't get a job and all, but that's different. I am saying like, why are you targeting on getting a job? Why not be a job provider if you can provide jobs? Why just think about a small domain, small horizon? So you have to create your own symphony. You have to create your own resonance, and that's what will actually help you to understand. And I will, as I said at the very beginning, and I'm continually promoting it, keep learning always. So understand new technologies, try to understand new people. Even if you in your financial domain also, there are many different sectors like banking, insurance. I am not that good with your you could say branch, but whatever I know about your branch, because we also have to formulate our P&L statements, tax statements, and also that's how I know about your branch. So you can think of some kind of a domain in your own branch, learn about that, and in case if you're going for masters, MCOM or something, go ahead for that. Keep learning. Even I'm planning to go for an MBA sometime soon. So learn and probably constantly apply it into your real-time life. That's what will matter. And you can also definitely, if you want to change your direction to management side, go for an MBA. That will also help you to get a lot of things into a structured manner. Thank you. And then I'm doing CS. Can I take a digital course side by side? Yes, of course. You have to do it. That is mandatory. I'm not giving you an option for that. You have to do that. Go for any digital courses. I shared my profile with you guys. You can just check those titles there. Like Google Digital Unlocked is one course that can be done. Even Apple Teacher can be done. Microsoft Learning Academy provides a lot of free courses. Try those out, because once you will experiment, once you will try to learn from these experts, because these have already impacted the world in a better manner, you will also develop that thought process. So yes, you have to do that. Sir, I want to learn skill, for example, communication skill, writing skill. See, these skills are soft skills, and for soft skills, you need to apply in real time. So if you are not comfortable with English, try to speak in English. If you're not comfortable with some writing skill, for example, article writing, letter writing, mail writing, try it with your friends internally on your space, so that you will get a real-time exposure, real-time experience, and then you can apply it in a better manner. Yeah.
What is your opinion on sustainable entrepreneurship?
Sustainable entrepreneurship. Are you talking about the SDG goals, the 17 goals? If yes, then I am very much inclined towards those, because sustainable entrepreneurship will, of course, be a future ahead. It's a vast topic actually to talk about. But what exactly are you targeting to like understand from my side, Rishi?
Like if you start a business or a new startup,
Huh?
you make sure everything is done ethically. Like
So
वो
now,
effort रहेगा वहाँ पे.
okay. See, one thing I'll tell you, ethics and trust, or you could say integrity, or you could say the right practices is something that the business owner and the team actually has to follow. I will tell you my story. I never went on for any false measures, and I can say that because whatever I've achieved took a lot of time to actually be real. But I tell you, what things come legitimately matter a lot than the ones that come automatically, or you could say by some false means. So, as you said, sustainable development, of course, it is very important in any business line. At times, you will have to decide whether I should go for some shortcut, but still, if possible, try to avoid that. Mostly, I would suggest you to please avoid that shortcut part, because when some things take a lot of time to come to you, of course, that thing will stay with you for a longer time. So that's what my answer on sustainable development is.
Any more questions? Please free. I sir is very much enthusiastic to answer you. So please free. And I want to share that he's our ex-student. I now remember I have seen him many times during reflection, it seems now,
Yeah.
after seeing his photos. So see where he has reached, and you all can take him as your role model. So please free to ask, or I think you are done with your questions.
Digital marketing need a professional CS or not? No. It does not require a professional computer science degree. Anyone can do digital marketing. You could say professional courses and be a digital marketer. And today, every company needs a digital marketer. Firstly, it was like every company needed a sales guy, but now it is digital that is switching on. So you just don't need any professional degree for digital. Actually, you need proved experience, and that is possible by working with some company as an intern or particularly a project manager and project coordinator at the first stage, and it will help you out. So you don't need a professional CS degree for like getting into digital marketing. You can do it.
Okay, sir.
Try to create a good profile, because whenever in professional space you will like connect with different good higher authorities. LinkedIn is the space where you can get a chance to actually directly interact with them via chats, and also go for LinkedIn. That's a you could say a very important suggestion, that's I could say.
Yeah, many a time employers even see your LinkedIn IDs nowadays, as it's a digital platform. They first check whether how much you are there on digital platform. So create some, as he said very much correctly, try to have a digital presence. That is must in future.
Yes.
Okay, I think they are done with the questions, and thank you very much for your actually guidance and all. So we are at the end of our program. I will request Rutuja Malkar to propose vote of thanks. Rutuja, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good morning to all of you present over here. I, Rutuja Malkar, on behalf of our whole Hindi Vidya Prachar Samitis, Ram Niranjan Jhunjhunwala College, extend the vote of thanks for our today's session conducted by Mr. Shubham Dumre sir. Thank you, Mr. Shubham Dumre sir, for giving your valuable time to us and enlightening us with the knowledge. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Today's session was full of knowledge and interesting things, and I'm pretty sure the precious knowledge that Mr. Shubham Dumre sir gave us will definitely help us in our studies and future. Thank you again, and special thanks to our director, Dr. Usha Mukundan madam, principal Dr. Himanshu Dauda sir, vice principal Seema Ratnapatki madam, and Praveen Naik sir, and even thanks to our HOD of a commerce department, Dr. Vilasini Patkar madam, and even thank you to Professor Subodh Barve sir, and thank you to Lakshmi Poduli madam for organizing this webinar session and inviting Mr. Shubham Dumre sir to conduct it. And even I would like to thank to all the students who attended the today's session, and also thanks to Devi Prasad Shetty sir for his technical assistance. Yeah, thank you everyone.
I would like to say something here. I would like to thank Rutuja Malkar very much, because she was the one who actually had this idea, and you being the general secretary is really I look forward to like interact with more and more people and try to share my experiences. Of course, that helps others also to boost their journey.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shubham.
Thank you
It
very
was
much.
great for having elaborated on the digital presence that is required for students. and for sharing your entrepreneurial journey.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It was nice having you today morning.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah. I'll take your leave for now. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
And
Bye.
it was really
Bye,
a
sir.
very enthusiastic lecture, and we learned. I think our students also learned a lot. So we are looking forward in future as well, so that we can have more like contented lectures regarding digital marketing and all. It
Sure,
was
ma'am.
really good lecture. Huh? Thank you very much.
Thank you,
So
ma'am.
with
Thank
this,
you.
we will end up for the day.
Yeah.
Thank you once again, Shubha.
Thank you.